Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather briefing on Wednesday the 19th of January. Today's weather brief will cover information on the United Kingdom, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. But first we will take a look at the 5-day averages within the 11 to 15 day time frame. And the majority of central and eastern areas of Europe are forecast to remain cold, with temperatures at least 5 or 6 degrees below climate averages. Yet further west, generally near if not slightly below average temperatures are forecast. Within the 6 to 10 day time frame, the trend continues for many parts of Europe to have temperatures generally below climate averages, but particularly across central areas of Europe including France, Switzerland and Austria. Parts of the UK and Benelux may experience temperatures generally nearer to climate averages. Within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, a similar trend continues with confidence levels high to suggest that temperatures will generally be below climate averages across many parts of Europe, but with perhaps parts of the UK and also Benelux experiencing temperatures nearer to climate averages. And now taking a look at the United Kingdom in more depth. And generally there has been very little change from the last few days, with good model agreement continuing today for temperatures to generally be around 2 degrees below climate averages throughout the entire forecast period. Some of the GFS deterministic runs are outliers, but overall confidence is medium or medium to high to suggest that temperatures will be around about 2 degrees below climate averages, but perhaps with a trend for temperatures to become near climate averages into the opening few days of February. The weather chart for Thursday the 27th of January helps to illustrate why temperatures are likely to be slightly below climate averages, as a large area of high pressure dominates across the UK, and is as often the case at this time of year, high pressure normally brings settled conditions but also quite chilly temperatures. So in summary, a settled period of weather is expected across the United Kingdom over the next 7 to 14 days, and with temperatures being slightly below climate averages. And now taking a look at the predicted temperatures across Europe within the next 7 to 14 days. And initially, between the 18th and the 26th of January, temperatures across the majority of Europe are forecast to be below average, with mean surface temperatures generally between 0 and 5 degrees across Western Europe, but generally below freezing across many central, eastern and northern areas of Europe. Within the longer term, a slight warming trend is possible across parts of Iberia and the United Kingdom, but overall a similar temperature trend is forecast to continue, with mean surface temperatures generally near if not below freezing, as temperatures generally remain below climate averages across a large portion of Europe. The 5-day average West European view for the 11 to 15 day time frame helps to support this situation, with generally medium or perhaps even medium to high confidence to suggest that temperatures will generally be around or if not slightly below climate averages by 2 to 3 degrees, particularly across central and eastern areas of Europe. And within the shorter term, between day 6 and day 10, ending on Thursday the 27th of January, the latest 5-day average West Europe view also continues to support the trend for temperatures to be below climate averages, particularly across central areas of Europe in particular, where temperatures may be as low as 5 or 6 degrees below climate averages. To highlight this situation, we will take a look at the model comparison graph for Germany, and as you will see, there is very good model agreement for temperatures to be at least 3 to 5 degrees below climate averages throughout the entire forecast period. The following weather chart for Monday the 24th of January helps to illustrate why temperatures are forecast to be generally below climate averages. A large area of high pressure situated over the UK is forecast to be slow moving, and to the east of this area of high pressure, cold or potentially very cold north or northeasterly winds are forecast to bring some significantly cold air across many parts of Europe. So in summary, the trend from the last few days continues today, with generally cold conditions persisting across the majority of Europe throughout the remainder of January. And now taking a look at the Scandinavian precipitation forecast, and the trend from the last few days continues today, with generally little change in the overall synoptic pattern. And between the next 7 to 10 days, some very significant precipitation is forecast across many western and northwestern areas of Norway in particular. Here, up to an over 100 to 125 millimetres of rainfall is possible, yet many southern regions of Norway, Sweden and also parts of Finland are forecast to be much drier, with well below average precipitation totals. Within the longer term, during the final week of January and into the opening few days of February, precipitation totals are forecast to become generally less across western and northwestern areas of Norway, but generally still remaining near average. Elsewhere, generally below average precipitation totals are forecast to persist, particularly across southern regions of Norway, Sweden and also the majority of Finland. We're now taking a look at global weather alerts, which highlight significant deviations from normal. And the trend continues today that during the final week or so of January and up into the opening few days of February, low pressure is forecast to become dominant across southern areas of Brazil, with some significant precipitation totals possible, particularly across the Rio Grande do Sul, with an excess of 125 millimetres of rainfall. Further heavy and significant rainfall is also forecast across South Africa, but particularly across southeastern areas of the country in and around Johannesburg over the next 7 to 10 days in particular, where precipitation totals may exceed 125 millimetres as heavy thundery downpours continue. Also of interest is the precipitation forecast across the majority of Australia, and after recent weeks of exceptionally heavy rainfall, there is now a trend for precipitation totals to become generally below climate averages, particularly across regions that were greatly affected by the recent flooding. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.